The Spiritsong Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. This is a deck that I have actually been waiting for a little while. It just came in. Here's the box that it comes in, and it comes with about roughly a 100-page guidebook. Beautiful artwork. The guidebook is just your, your standard little white book, but it's a little bit, it's one up from the little white book because it does have a nice cover. It looks like a little mini book. She goes through 3 or 4 different spreads for this deck, and the meanings are quite nice. And this deck is basically all animals. That's what Spiritsong Tarot is about here, and this is the back of the card. And it is a nice thickness, nice quality, very smooth, so easy to shuffle. And let's show you. The images are a little bit more muted in saturation. They're not as vibrantly colored as I think they were on the website, actually. If you had seen these online, these images online, they looked a lot more vibrant than they do in person, but they're still beautiful. It's that colored pencil kind of illustration artwork that I really find appealing. Let's see if I can get a little closer. I know it's hard to actually see them because they're so light in color. They do have keywords on them, and she also has included the elemental symbols, which is quite nice. She has changed the suits. And I'll grab the book real quick. The suits in here have changed to, the wands are acorns, swords are feathers, cups are shells, and pentacles are crystals. They really are gorgeous. Every one of them kind of speaks to me, which is a good thing. I noticed that I'm not really sure if these are picking up or if I should put them closer so you can kind of get an idea. The artwork does, if you know Paulina Cassidy's artwork, it can be busy. It can kind of overwhelm. If you're familiar with her previous decks, the Paulina Cassidy Tarot and the Joie de Vivre, she had a lot going on there on those cards. And these ones, I noticed that they are mostly made up of symbols that have to do with a suit or the element of the card. And I don't think it goes much beyond that. I mean, the rest is basically an intuitive vibe that you would get from it, which is nice in a way, because when the cards are so full of symbolism, sometimes your intuition gets overwhelmed. So I think, and I'm not sure if this was done on purpose, but if you'll notice some of these cards, the backgrounds are lighter on some of them than others, and even ones within the same suit. So it's not that she was trying to define a suit by a color of the card, because there's 2 cards in the same suit that are different colors. And so I went through and I was trying to come up with a reason for why that might have happened. It could have just been a printing issue, and some of the cards printed lighter in color than others. And I'm not talking about the actual image. I'm talking about the borders that run and the background that they're on. See if I can see right here. I'll put some of them together. I wanted to flip through though and show you what the cards look like. They are all so they speak to you in such a way. I mean, animals anyway for me are I connect very easily with them. So to see them in this illustration and done just, I don't know, I immediately was taken with this deck as soon as I saw it. I took out the Joie de Vivre. I just want to show you the difference in size. This one on the left is the Joie de Vivre, and it's on a white border, has a white background, and all of the Spiritsong Tarot cards are on a pastel color background. They range from a gray color to a light green color to a cream color. There's really no rhyme or reason that I can see, but this is the size difference between the two decks. Also, you can see there's a difference in vibrancy from the Joie de Vivre to the Spiritsong. And they are all muted in that way. And another Joie de Vivre, just to show you side by side. They are a lot more colorful, a lot more saturated. It could have been a last minute decision to kind of break down the saturation in the Spiritsong, just to maybe, I don't know, give special emphasis on, because they were animals, and maybe to connect better with it and not have so much busyness going on. It could have just been something that they decided to do in the end printing, because when you look at these images online, I think on her website she has these. They are really saturated, full of color, very vibrant, and if I didn't know better, I would think I was getting this type of illustration in the Spiritsong Tarot. And it's not a disappointment at all. It's just, I wasn't expecting it to be so muted in color. It does have its own theme almost. Well, the theme is an animal theme, but it brings a different vibe, I think. You can just tell by looking at the two decks side by side here that they evoke different things. Just because of the color saturation alone. So I'm almost thinking that I'm curious to find out if that was actually an intentional thing or not, but I was just running through the two of them trying to look at some of the cards to see if I was right about that, and yes, they are all understated. That's not to take away from the gorgeous illustration, because they really are beautiful cards. And I'm not sure if you're even getting that or if it's far away, but they really, really are well done. And I mean, this is a great deck for intuitive hits, I think. Throw away the guidebook, because they already have keywords on them, so if you get stumped or are not sure, and go straight for the illustration and the picture and see what you get. I will move the Joie de Vivre, also by Paulina Tarot, and I will get back to the Spiritsong Tarot, because that's what this video is about. Trying to get through all of them if I can, if my battery will let me. I wanted to get this out there because I know that some people are on the fence. This is different than the other 2 decks that she has, or she has 3. She has an oracle deck as well. They're all great. I mean, if you like her artwork, if you're not sure about who she is or her artwork, just Google Paulina Cassidy and you'll see all the imagery that'll come up. You'll know right away if it's something that speaks to you. And if it does, I would say this is a highly recommended deck, especially because it is all animal energy. And the cards are very powerful. I mean, as soon as I opened the box and I took them out, even though what first hit me, because I'm definitely a vibrant color person, that draws me in all the time when it comes to decks and things like that. Not that I don't have some understated decks that are muted in, you know, artwork and style and things like that, but I noticed immediately the color saturation is not very high. And even in the box, if you look at the box, it's much more, and actually the guidebook, the dragonfly on the guidebook, I mean, that pops. And that's what I was expecting from the cards. But as you can see, that's not what they decided to do in the end. I say it still works. And they are, to me, no less beautiful. I have liked them to be brighter and maybe more vibrant. Possibly, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if that would have made the card more busy and taken away from the intuitive feeling that I got as soon as I looked through the deck. There was just something that stood out to me. And maybe that was what it was, is that the illustrations are kind of understated, yet there's enough going on there to really speak to you, especially if you're an animal person like I am. And that was it for the cards, and we made it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that.